I'm going to be showing you my full acrylic painting process, everything from start to finish. Starting with the design. This painting is a commission, so I'm following a brief. The client is looking for an Indian woman with a panther, and after some discussion we decided on a red and gold theme. After making a few mood boards and stitching together some reference photos in Procreate, I have my design. Now onto prepping the canvas. I got to work gessoing the canvas, and then sanding, and then gessoing, and then sanding, and then gessoing again, until finally it was nice and smooth. Onto image transfer. I traced the smaller design that I drew earlier onto a much larger piece of paper and added graphite to the back. With the graphite side of the paper to the canvas, I go over my design again. With all of the boring prep out of the way, it's onto painting. I'm starting off by toning my canvas with a wash of burnt umber. I'm also using a stay wet palette, which stops the acrylics from drying so damn fast so that you don't end up with a crusty palette. It's super handy for blending and I highly recommend you get one. It was honestly a game changer. All the materials that I'm using in this video, by the way, will all be linked down below. I didn't end up doing an underpainting for this one, so I just went straight in with the darkest colours. I feel like there is no right way to start a painting. I just start in whatever area I feel most interested in and go from there. I'm always getting questions on how to blend acrylics to look so smooth, and I can't stress enough how important layering is. You should take advantage of what makes acrylics so unique with their speedy drying time and layering ability. It's such a trusted process, but even if it's looking terrible, you have to just push through it. There were so many points in this where you can see that I went too dark or too warm with my colours, but it's easy to pull back once you add more layers. I plan on doing a full-length video just on how to blend acrylics, so if that's something you want to see, subscribe so you won't miss out. I wanted to go with a cool ambient light in the shadows to contrast that really warm, light side of the face. Here I'm starting to block in the colours of the clothing and then starting to mark out where my shadows are going to be. I did also make this necklace, but since it didn't make it into the final painting, I won't be showing much of the process. I'm going back over the arm that I blocked in earlier, adding light, shadows, and making sure it's all cleaned up. Here I'm starting to work on the embroidery on the fabric, and this took a really long time, but it's definitely worth it. I then painted over the areas of the embroidery that are in shadow with a light wash to darken those areas up a bit. For most of the areas where I have to cover a large space or I need really clean blending, I use this extender. It makes your acrylic paint go way further and just helps it flow. Unlike water, which will make your paint more transparent, the extender manages to make the paint flow better without compromising any opacity. Now, I don't believe in collaring wild animals. Having said that though, I did add this bougie gold ornate collar and I just love it. It was so much fun to paint all that detail. This was absolutely terrifying to do, but I think it was so worth it. So I painted over the pattern that I made earlier with a kind of wash of red, and I wanted to make it look like this see-through fabric over the top. I added some ripples in the fabric and just about enough translucency to still see the pattern underneath. I then added a few details on top, and I love how it turned out. After making some final alterations and adding some bracelets, the painting stage is over. I'm moving on to the final stage, which is adding gold leaf. Similar to a painting I've done previously, this painting has a big gold leaf circle in the background, so here I'm stenciling out where that is going to be before starting to add the gilding paste. And this part is so incredibly beautiful, so I'm just gonna shut up and let you enjoy.